All right, everybody. Interview next on the list for Founders and Friends. Mike Neilan, Focus Forward Media, now in Providence, originally Pawtucket.
Yes.
Let's hear the e-pitch. We'll hear the e-pitch of the company and then tell us a little bit about yourself.
So we're Focus Forward Media. We're essentially a video production company, but we do all sorts of media. So we work with various brands offering photography, video, and social media content. So all kinds of social media content, but a lot of video is where we're heavy.
What was the genesis of this, right? We find it so fascinating hearing the stories of how startups got founded.
Yeah.
What was the light bulb for you to go down this road?
It is kind of a cool story. So my partner and I met about 6 years ago, and we were both at the time freelancing for a marketing agency, and just kind of not unhappy, but didn't love the agency we were with. They started going downhill. Him and I had gotten a really good jive together, and we just said, hey, you know what, we can do this better. We can do this together and cut out the middleman. And so we did. So 6 months later, we quit and started our own company.
Now, how has it been starting a business in Rhode Island? 2019 was the year that this all began, and then your mission is to create more visibility for the different content that you're providing and the different marketing services. But basically, starting in Rhode Island, how has that been?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. So we actually started in 2018. And, no worries. We started in 2018, and it's been great. We've learned a ton over the years. So we started as super specific in just video, and then we kind of took on other things that randomly came up. We could do a website, sure. We could take photos, sure. And over time, we really kind of figured out our goals and our services and what we were best at, what we could offer and really be proud of. And so it's been fun, learning about all these businesses in Rhode Island. Getting to work with so many awesome entrepreneurs and businesses, and one of our clients is Providence Bagel, another client is a zoo, another client is a construction company.
Squad Locker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Squad Locker. Got to give them
Squad Locker's a client.
Yes, yeah. We do their podcast, Past Our Prime.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
it's all coming full circle. Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
We've talked to Tim, we've talked to Dan, we know those guys very
They're awesome. I love those guys. Yeah, so it's been. Is that where you got it?
Yeah,
Dude, it's good stuff.
That's our.
It's good stuff. They don't mess around.
Yeah.
They don't mess around. But yeah, so it's been fun to just really learn about all these different businesses and industries and just kind of keep growing.
So what's when you look at a future, right? You look at a strategy for you guys. What does that look like? Maybe 1, 3, 5 years down the road. How does a group like Focus Forward Media kind of progress, and how do they do it in Rhode Island and beyond?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we've been I think what we've been most interested in is keeping the variety of work. So a lot of people we talk with are like, oh, you should really narrow down and get into a niche and get into a certain industry, and we just can't do it. It's too fun to be able to work with a zoo, work with Squad Locker, work with a construction company, work with a food business, work with a tech company, an app, a mobile, everything. It's all over the place. And it keeps it interesting for us. It keeps it interesting for our team. A lot of times in our interviews, we ask our potential new employees, what do you look for in a job? What do you want? And they're like, honestly, I just want to be able to work on a variety of things. We have a sister brand called Neilan Media that offers wedding video and photography. So to be able to work on that, work on personal projects like that, it just keeps it interesting for us, for our team, and for the whole company. So it's been,
And I mean, in Rhode Island, it's Nick mentioned before that Boston is very tech and medicine and biomed, whereas Rhode Island, although small,
everything.
they got everything.
Kind of just everything.
It's literally
a variety.
I'm getting married in Newport next month. Congrats.
Oh,
congrats.
wow. You better not miss that.
Yeah. And so, like Newport, huge wedding destination. Providence, business source. There's everything here. I mean, we've been able to work, like I said, we've worked with businesses all over the spectrum.
Absolutely. Now, you obviously came from the freelance world now into the startup. What has been the biggest challenge for you, and what has been the most rewarding thing for you?
Yeah, that's a good one. I would say the most challenging thing has actually been to build an actual company, to have employees, have a team, and actually manage them and help them grow and become better people and employees. That's been honestly a challenge and rewarding to see where they started. You know, a couple of our employees now have been almost a year, and just to see where they started with us and to now, it's like so cool to look back on and go, wow, like we really helped shape them, and they've done awesome for us. Yeah, it's managing people is not something either of us learned in college.
And that's
So
the thing. It's like it's so, it's almost like a grow up moment when you're
real.
a guy.
Right. We had no experience on how to hire and manage people. Like, what do we know?
How big is your team now?
So it's myself, my business partner, and then 5 employees.
How do you? Is it almost like? And again, when you think about growth, like, is it almost like you want to keep that small of a team, or is it, let's go hire 20, 40, 60 people?
I think it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Obviously we want to grow. We want to keep growing. But it's almost like keeping that small mentality with a bigger team. So as we grow, being able to like Trent, one of our guys here, he's our studio manager. He's full-time with us. He's been with us almost a year. See the growth he's had has been awesome. But him, myself, my co-founder and business partner, we all just have a great rapport in the office. We're all friends in a sense. We can all go to each other with problems, questions, and we definitely want to just keep that sort of small team mentality even as we grow and want to expand.
And from your experience, what has been the best way to manage people, to motivate people, to kind of buy into what you're building?
I would say positivity and almost taking a step back. Like if there's a problem or an issue or something goes wrong, it's figuring out a way to solve it before like snapping the whip and like reprimanding. It's just like figuring out like what is the solution, why, how can we get there, and just figuring out like a positive way to move forward. Yeah, that's definitely the best way.
Absolutely, and I mean, this is something that you never envisioned, right? You never knew that you were going to hop into your own brand, manage this group of people. But take a few years back, before we even started this, what advice do you wish you heard, from where you are today, that you're like, everything will be all right and we'll get it forward? What words of wisdom do you wish you heard way back when?
Probably like when things are stressful or like going wrong, like it's gonna be okay. Like shit's gonna work out. It's gonna, everything will happen. Just take a deep breath. I've gotten better at it, but definitely over time you just learn more and more. But early on, like running into problems, it was like everything was the end of the world. Like something small happens with a client or with somebody on the team, like, oh my God, this is like bad.
This is the end for us now.
Right. And just trying to realize that it's everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right.
It's a very good message, right? I think the positivity part of that is something everybody can relate to, and the perseverance, right? So, Mike, thanks so much. Tell our listeners where they can keep up with you guys, the cool things you're doing, and how they can engage with Focus Forward.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're pretty active on Instagram at Focus Forward Media. Every week we do a weekly series where you can watch what we're doing in the office all week. It's called Fridays at Focus Forward.
Oh, nice.
And then our website is focusforwardmedia.com. And you can check out our sister brand for weddings, NeilanMedia.com.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks so much. Enjoy the day, enjoy the beer, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you guys for having me on. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.